So there's one thing that separates profitable traders from everyone else. And it's not strategy, it's not indicators, it's not even experience. It's psychology. Because the truth is, most traders already know enough to make money. Yet they still lose. Why though? Because they don't lose to the market, they lose to themselves. In this video, I'm going to break down the difference between emotional traders and disciplined traders. How each one of them thinks, how each one of them behaves, and why one succeeds long term while the other keeps repeating the same cycle. Let's start with the hard truth. Trading is not just a technical skill. It's a decision-making game under pressure. Every time you enter a trade, you're dealing with uncertainty, risk, and emotion. And most traders underestimate just how much those emotions affect their decisions. But when real money is on the line, logic starts to fade and emotion takes over. That's why two traders can have the same strategy and get completely different results. One follows the plan, the other one breaks it. And that difference comes down to psychology. Let's talk about emotional traders. Not in theory, but in real behavior. Emotional traders are focused on money first. They enter trades thinking, how much can I make? Instead of, does this setup meet my rules? Now, this mindset alone creates a problem, because when you're focused on money, you start to force trades. Emotional traders don't follow a process. They react to what the market is doing at the moment. Price is moving fast, they jump in. Trade goes against them, they panic. Trade is in profit, they close early. Everything is reaction-based. Nothing is planned. And this is a big one. After a loss, they feel frustrated, so they revenge trade. And after a win, they feel confident, so they overtrade. Their performance is constantly changing, ultimately because their emotions are constantly changing. Even if they have a strategy, they don't follow it consistently. They move stop losses, they enter early, they take trades that don't meet their criteria, and then they wonder why their results are inconsistent. Now let's compare that to disciplined traders. First of all, disciplined traders focus on process over profit. Disciplined traders don't chase money. They focus on executing their system correctly because they understand something most traders don't. Profit is just a byproduct of consistency. Disciplined traders also predefine everything. Before they enter a trade, they already know where they're entering, where they're wrong, and what they're risking. There's no guessing, there's no reacting, everything is decided beforehand. Disciplined traders also stay emotionally neutral. They don't get too high after wins and they don't get too low after losses, because ultimately they understand that one trade doesn't really matter. They think of it in terms of a series of trades, not an individual outcome. They also accept losses, and this is key. They don't try to avoid losses, they actually expect them, because they understand that losses are a part of the game. And because of that, they don't react emotionally when they happen. So let's simplify this. Emotional traders focus on money, react to the market, chase trades, break rules, and ultimately thinks in the short term. Disciplined traders focus on process, execute with a plan, waits for setups, follows rules, and ultimately thinks in the long term. Same market, different mindset, different results. So how do you actually make this shift? First, you want to define your rules clearly. You can't be disciplined without structure. You need some clear criteria for entries, exits, and risks. You also want to slow down your decisions. Most emotional mistakes happen because traders act too fast. Give yourself time to think. If a trade is valid, it's likely that it'll still be valid in a few moments. Also, learn to detach yourself from the outcome. Stop focusing on individual trades. Focus on executing your plan over time. That's where consistency comes from. You have to also accept that you'll miss trades, and this is huge. You don't need every opportunity, you only need the right ones. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The market is not your biggest challenge, your psychology is. Because at the end of the day, trading isn't about predicting the market perfectly. It's about managing yourself consistently. And traders who master that are the traders that last. Guys, if you gain value from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.